Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Vapid Sandking XL in Grand Theft Auto Online. This is a absolute classic truck in this game. It's been out since day one and somebody requested that I do this, so we're going to do it. Let's hop inside. Alright, so this truck is already upgraded performance wise. It's got the armor, it's got the brakes, it's got the engine, and it's got the transmission and the turbo. But everything else is what we're focusing on today, starting off with the bumpers. So the first option is the chrome tow hooks, okay. Chrome skid plate and bull bars, okay. Painted skid plate, and the painted skid plate and bull bars. I think we're probably just gonna go for the painted skid plate today. I like that look. Next up, the chassis, we have the chrome roll bar, okay. Painted roll bar, painted double roll bar, okay. Or the bed cap, or a canopy as it's known in the real world. I think honestly I'm probably just gonna go for the painted roll bar. I like that look. It's kind of a headache rack sort of thing, so I'm gonna keep that. For the fuel tank, you can add these onto the bottom of it. Personally, I just think it makes the truck look like too insane, so I think I'm gonna leave these off of my truck. Next up, for the grille, we can go chrome or we can go black. I personally really like the look of the black grille. We're gonna go for that. For the headlights, xenon of course. For the plate, yellow on black. For the respray, not 100% sure what color I want to go for on this truck, but I do think that a blue would look very nice. As we all probably know, Ford likes their blues. So let's check out what we can do here. I saw that Mariner blue, and the Mariner blue looks really good, and so does the Saxon blue. I think I'm going to try the Saxon blue. Let's see if we can do that for the primary and the secondary. I feel like that looks pretty good. Let's keep that for right now. Move on to the roof. We can add a sunshade or a visor. I'm going to do that today actually. Normally I wouldn't do that, but today we're going to do it. For the suspension, you can lower this thing quite a bit, or you can keep it raised all the way up. I know this is going to be a really unpopular opinion, but this truck is too lifted in my opinion. So I'm going to put on the raised suspension actually. Alright guys, so next up we have the wheels. We're going to go for some off-roads on this thing. I'm just not 100% sure which ones to do. I do like these. These are my favorite off-road rims, so I'm going to keep that in mind for sure. But let's check out the rest of them as well. These are all too like basic and boring, I feel like. I'm going to go for the Concave Rally Master again, my favorite one. Just because I feel like it looks the best, honestly, so let's do that. For the color, let's paint those black. For the design, we could put a tire design on it. Honestly, I feel like it kind of works with this truck. Let's do it. And bulletproof tires are already equipped. Next up, last but not least, we have the window tint. Let's tint it all the way out. Okay, this thing is looking pretty good, I feel like. Let's take it down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and an off-road test and a little review. So let's head down. All right, so here we are. Let's do a little sound test. It's a truck, right? It's not gonna sound all that great. I think it sounds okay for a truck. Could definitely sound better, but it sounds pretty good, I think. Off the line, absolutely no wheel spin. Not really a shocker. This thing probably does weigh about 7,500 pounds, and it is four-wheel drive as well, so that will, help to reduce the wheel spin off the line. The truck accelerates not poorly, but it's not fast either. With that being said, it's definitely not a vehicle that is supposed to accelerate really quickly, so can't really fault it there. I think it still is very good. As far as the handling goes, surprisingly this truck I feel like actually handles pretty well, but we're gonna see here as we go up the hill. That's not gone well. I'm gonna go get this thing repaired. I'll be back. Okay guys, let's try that again. Oh yes. It does actually handle pretty well when you don't ramp off the front of an SUV. Yeah, no complaints really for a truck, and especially for a truck with the wheelbase that this thing has. As I was saying, for a truck with the wheelbase that this thing actually has, it handles pretty well. Definitely could be better, but you can't really hold it against it. It's not a performance vehicle, it is a huge truck at the end of the day. And it not only is it a truck, but it's actually a crew cab as well. So like it's basically the length of a limo. So it's not going to have the tightest turning radius, But with that being said, it does handle the corners remarkably well, I would say. Although it's not going that fast around the corners, it still does handle them quite well. You know, it's funny, up here in the hills, I almost like this thing's handling better than some of the other cars that I've tested and reviewed, even some ones that I've done recently. Like, yeah, I have no complaints about this thing, guys. It actually like handles and drives pretty nicely for such a huge truck. Now, we're gonna take this thing into the canyon actually, and we're gonna do a little bit of an off-road test with it and see how well it handles things on that front. I will see you guys in the canyon in a minute. Alright guys, so we're heading into the canyon here. This thing is carving it up so far. I mean, I know there's nothing too crazy so far here, but it's handling things pretty well, I feel like. Now we're gonna just gun it down this hill. Let's see how well we do. This thing has such like huge suspension. I feel like it just has enough travel to pretty much absorb any bump that you run into. So really no complaints there. It seems to be quite a good off-roader. We're gonna take it to the right this time, and we're gonna see how well it handles this whole little section right here. Oh. The truck feels like it has a little bit like slow turning response, which kind of makes sense. I'm not, you know, really surprised about that. But it does feel like it doesn't listen very well to me pressing A or D on my keyboard and trying to make it turn, you know, either which direction. With that being said, it's still good, don't get me wrong, but it just feels like there's some lag or something when I press D like on a right-hand turn. It feels like it takes a while to adjust, or on a lefty here. Maybe I'm just not used to the truck. Maybe if I drive it around enough, it'll, you know, get better. I'm sure it would. If I drove this thing every day, it would probably, you know, I'd get used to it. I'd get accustomed to it. Definitely not a knock against this thing. I still think it's an absolutely fantastic truck, especially for a truck that you can get for absolutely free off of the street and, you know, make it look this cool too. I think it's a great truck, don't get me wrong. All right, we're going to see if this thing can make it up the hill that I always off-road test on over here. Let's see if we can do this. Wow, first try. Okay, no complaints there. This thing is pretty sick. If you guys are looking for a really good off-road vehicle, especially one that you can get for absolutely free, other than the cost of upgrades, the Sand King XL is a great vehicle to get. Would highly recommend it. Go check this thing out, guys. Go see if you can steal one off the street. If you're looking for one, go to Blaine County. I guarantee you will find one in about 5 minutes of searching. They're everywhere, all over the place out there. Go pick one of these things up and bring it into your garage. Don't forget to put insurance on it though, because if you don't and it blows up, it will be blown up forever. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this customization, if you enjoyed my review, leave a like, if not dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.